I, female 31, gave birth to my beautiful son a week ago. Unfortunately, there were some complications, so I was only released yesterday. But I'm so grateful to be home with our baby boy. When my water initially broke, my husband 33 and I were at home, and I happened to be standing on my bedroom carpet. Cleaning was not the priority, so I threw some towels down, and we left for the hospital. During the time we were in the hospital, my mother-in-law, 59, kindly offered to feed our dogs for us, and we were very appreciative of her help. It was only once we got home yesterday that I saw my mother-in-law had left a receipt and a note stuck to the fridge saying that she had cleaned my bedroom carpet and wanted to be reimbursed. She had also taken it upon herself to clean the rest of the house while she was at it, and all in all would like a day's pay at $25 an hour, plus $200 worth of products. Now, while it was nice of her to clean my carpet and then the rest of my house, neither of us asked her to do this. My husband wrote her the following text. "Hey Mom, we really appreciate your help over the last few days. While my name was in the hospital, it was great having someone to look after the dogs. We noticed your note and receipt on the fridge and are a little upset you took it upon yourself to, number one, snoop through the house, as neither of us had told you about my name's water breaking in the bedroom. 2, go out and buy hundreds of dollars worth of cleaning products. And then 3, charge us for your time and the aforementioned products. We'd also like to ask where these cleaning products are, as if we're paying for them. We'd certainly like to get our money's worth. When we entrusted you with the dogs, we really thought you were helping us out of the good of your heart and not giving you an opportunity to make a quick buck. We're family, and we're hurt that you would do something like this while my name was so unwell." My mother-in-law immediately responded to my husband, saying that she did what she did out of the kindness of her heart, and she couldn't believe we would be so ungrateful. I've also received some texts from extended family members saying that mother-in-law didn't have to help me, but did do so despite her advanced age, out of love. I've had to turn off my phone so I don't have to deal with all the text. However, my husband still gets a lot of hate from his family because we're manipulating the situation and making mother-in-law the bad guy when she was only trying to get the house ready for the baby. I'm upset by the whole thing, but my husband is now saying that we should pay to get the extended family off of our back and enjoy this time as new parents, rather than deal with all this. I'm not okay with paying his mom for anything. She sent another text to my husband earlier saying she would be happy to gift us the products, i.e. take it off of our bill, but she would still like to be paid for her time, given that she dealt with a biohazard. So am I the idiot for refusing to pay my mother-in-law? Not the idiot. It's only help if the recipient wants it. Otherwise, it's imposing yourself on them. Charging for it's only doubling down on the problem, because now it's forcing unwanted commercial services on you. If she'd done it out of the kindness of her heart, the most she could possibly ask for is the cleaning supplies, because that's the only thing she's out of financially, and I'd be given even that the side eye. Where are the cleaning products? They're non-existent. Watch out. She'll offer to spend time with the baby and then charge you $25 an hour for babysitting. OP, you should go into her house when she's not there and do some unasked things and then bill her for it, e.g. mowing the lawn, rearranging the kitchen, etc. Then when she protests, call it even and let the extended family know. Also, I would never allow her in my house again or ask for help. This is really cheap behavior. I did it out of the kindness of my heart. Now where's my money? Lady, the kindness of one's heart doesn't come with a price tag. For $200, you can bring in a professional cleaning service. To the flying monkeys, this is none of your business. Back off and stop contacting us. Then block them, OP. Rest up, and I hope you can find some way to let this become white noise and enjoy this time with your husband and baby. My wife, we'll call her Katie, has been pregnant for the past 4 months. We were initially very excited to learn that we would be parents after we had been asked for years about when we were having kids by friends and family members. But it was pretty clear early on that Katie would be a miserable pregnant person. She started mistreating me in the first few months, and that bad attitude has only worsened as time passed. For example, she's been having morning sickness for months, but when I suggested that she eat a different diet, she yelled at me and told me that I didn't understand. And it's been like that with a lot of things. Finally, after Katie was whining like a child about her boss at work last night, I'd had enough. I confronted her and told her she was belittling me and ruining our relationship. I also told her I was trying my best to be helpful, but she kept pushing me away. She grew defensive and told me that I had no idea what she was going through and that her hormones were making her moody and sometimes irrational. I thought that this was a total cop-out, and I told her so. I said, "You've decided to act the way you are and have made belittling me your little manipulative game. So next time it happens, I won't speak to you." She became furious, yelling at me and slamming the bedroom door shut. She told me that I needed to sleep on the couch last night, which I did, but even this morning, she was still not over our disagreement. She wouldn't even kiss me goodbye as she left for work. I wondered earlier today if maybe her hormones are to blame for her antics and that I misjudged the situation completely. But I told myself that that couldn't be true, given how pervasive her abuse has been. I just want to convince her that we need to be a strong couple once the child is born, but I can't seem to get through to her. I want my old wife back. Am I the idiot? Edit. Examples of Katie's belittling. She knows that I have a hard job and that I want to relax and unwind when I get home, yet she wants to complain about her job. She clearly doesn't care about my time spent relaxing by watching TV or playing video games and wants to make it all about her. I don't feel as though I'm being listened to when she does stuff like this. Seriously? God forbid your wife wants to talk to you after work. You are prioritizing video games and TV above your pregnant wife. Oh, buddy, you're so not ready to be a parent. Get over yourself. Grow up. Do better for your wife and child. Yep, you are the idiot, OP. It's clear that your definition of abuse and mistreatment is daring to have feelings and problems when you'd rather be playing video games and not appreciating condescending, useless advice. Good luck with your impending divorce. Oh boy, so it's abusive for her to have morning sickness and complain about her boss? Dude, I'm sorry you're no longer allowed to be the only whiny child in your relationship. She's not mistreating you. She's going through something, which makes her life extremely uncomfortable right now. You should be supporting her now, not the other way around. And I think you don't even know how morning sickness works. I'm an 18-year-old female. My older sister's 26. We're half-sisters as we share the same dad. We're the only kids to our dad. Our dad and her mom were once married. I wasn't born, obviously. And when they divorced, my sister lived with her mom 99% of the time. She grew up 4 hours away from us. I only saw her a week out of the year growing up. She would attend some holidays with our dad's side of the family. Once she graduated high school 9 years ago, she lived with our dad, and I was seeing her all the time. That's when we built our relationship. Our mom and dad live in the same city, so I've always lived 50-50 with my parents. We have an aunt and uncle on our side that I grew up with. Since I was 6, I've been staying summers with them out of state until this year. They also have a son that I'm 2 years apart from. They tried to have my sister for summers when she was a child, but because of whatever, she never got to. Over the past 9 years, my sister's finally been around enough, just like I've been my whole life. I graduated this year and at a party our dad's side attended. My uncle, our dad's brother, booked a trip for us to go to Hawaii, his family and me, and I didn't know my sister didn't know. I didn't want to bring it up at all. When our cousin brought it up at my party, my sister asked, "You guys are going to Hawaii?" And it became awkward as heck. Our uncle and our aunt kind of rushed into a room, and I just quickly said, "Yeah," and walked away from the topic. I saw my aunt take her into her room and talk to her. I didn't know what they spoke about, nor did I ask, until my sister reached out to me yesterday. Basically, she said she's had time to think about that day and said her aunt told her that she's an afterthought because they didn't get to build a relationship with her when she was young, and because of lost time, things are the way they are. My sister told our aunt that since she's been around the family more now, it's ridiculous that she's excluded over such a thing she had no control over. She told me that she doesn't appreciate them playing favorites, excluding her, and making excuses. Also, she didn't care about not going to Hawaii. It's the point. When they claim they wish they were closer to her. She said they're potentially putting a wedge between us by doing things like this, and that I should know how she feels as her sister. I told her this has nothing to do with me, and that our aunt had a point about her childhood being the biggest reason things are the way they are. I also told her that she was wrong for thinking our aunt was playing favoritism. She told me it's a shame that I don't see an issue with this, and that she looks at me differently for siding with my aunt, which I'm not even doing. She said she clearly can't talk to me about how she feels, and it's wild how I'm siding with someone who really hurt her. Ugh, it's just drama. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot, and your aunt and uncle are even worse. Per your post, as soon as she was old enough, your sister seems to have done her best to get to know her dad's side of the family and has been around for the last 9 years. Not 9 months, 9 years. She's lived with your dad and created what she seemingly thought was a good relationship with you and the rest of that side of the family. It's incredibly cruel to leave her out of things and say things like, "Gosh, we really wish we were closer to you. And of course, having you join us on a family holiday to Hawaii would help that a lot, but no, sorry, not inviting you." Don't be surprised if she drops out of your life entirely. Then again, you sound like you wouldn't care. In fact, the only person who isn't an idiot here is your sister. You're one for undermining her feelings. That's a crappy thing to do. Your aunt and uncle are one for holding her childhood against her. She had no control over where she spent her time, but she gets blamed and is told she's an afterthought? What the actual heck? Your dad is the biggest idiot of all. He failed her. He failed to be a father to her. You can't be a decent parent if you only see your kid 1% of the time. I am so tired. My son, Teen, has been intentionally messing up all his chores. I started to teach him how to cook more complex stuff. I expect him to cook dinner twice a month. Complex meals like roasted veggies, and I tried some simple soups. And other stuff like proper deep cleaning, how to clean the bathroom well, laundry. Think grown-up chores. He messes up. At first, I thought he was just having a harder time, so I spent more time on it with him. It drove me insane because I tried so many ways to teach him, and I was getting quite frustrated. I even went to book an appointment to see if he had ADHD or something. I canceled it after I heard him talking with his friend, bragging about how he got out of chores by messing them up. I sat him down and talked to him, and he denied that, saying he didn't get it. He went as far as to say that it wasn't a big deal that he couldn't do it. So after I've been messing up his stuff on purpose to show how much of an inconvenience it is, for example, he forgot to turn on the dryer and he had wet clothes. We argued today, thinking I'm a huge jerk and that he knows I'm doing it on purpose. I told him that was the point, and I wouldn't stop until he does his stuff correctly. He won't talk to me and my husband is on his side. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Since your husband is on his side, let him handle the chores originally assigned to your son. Oh, dinner isn't on the table? Well, that's too bad. Guess I'll be having some fancy meal I pre-made for tomorrow. Would you like to have some? Oops, sorry. There's only enough for me. Am I selfish? Nope, I'm just hungry. You want something to eat? There's the kitchen. Help yourselves. Oh, your room isn't clean. Well, here's the mop. Trash still needs to be taken out? Gosh, the smell in your room must be horrendous. You didn't clean the bathroom? Yeah, I figured you had a number 2. The smell made it quite obvious. Your laundry isn't done. How so? When the washer and dryer are right here. Be snarky and unapologetic about it. They're not ready to put in their fair share of work? Well, that's too bad. Neither are you. And tell your son that a teen who doesn't know how to clean a toilet, do his laundry, or cook a simple meal twice a month is ridiculous and borders on pathetic. There was an article about a woman who took her husband's car keys because he couldn't figure out how to work a washing machine. If that's too hard, then he shouldn't be driving as it could be dangerous. He should only learn to drive if these basic things are manageable for him. LOL. Play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Normally, I'd advise against childish tactics, but the lack of support from your husband means you don't have any other cards to play. If he doesn't have an issue with your son's behavior, then he can take over your son's chores. Yeah, you don't just have a son problem, you have a husband problem. Oh man, at first I was skeptical, like you might be the idiot, but once you overheard him bragging about it, and then he denied it, I can't think of a better tool for the job. What I want, though, is an update. I mean, wet clothes are awesome, and I want to hear what else you come up with. I did the wet clothes, and I didn't remove the plastic off the cheese slice for his lunch. I forgot how to use an iron for his clothes. The cups that he uses regularly were washed facing up in the dishwasher, so they were filled with dirty water. He forgot to pack his books, so that stayed on the counter, and I didn't remind him. Really, everything I do for him, I've been forgetting to do it or screwing it up in some way. I'm only on day 3. He didn't really notice the first day. I'm confused with my husband on this. He does pull his weight with the chores, so I don't understand why he backs up our son on this. I know he wants our kid to be a kid, but kids do chores. My fiance, 27 male, and I, 26 female, are getting married next Saturday. 3 days ago, my grandfather passed away. My grandmother, mother, siblings, and other family members are devastated. The problem is, I'm really not. I shed a few tears, but truth be told, my grandfather was kind of an idiot, and we didn't have the best relationship. He wasn't that great of a husband either. I know for a fact some family members share this sentiment, even if they won't say it out loud. If the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think he would cancel an important event for me. My mother's saying that I'm not thinking right and to keep her and my grandmother's feelings into consideration, but I don't care. I'm dying to marry my fiancé already. I just feel like it's our time to do this. If I cancel, we'd also be losing a ton of money on deposits that we've made, venue, catering, etc. The funeral will be on Wednesday, so 3 days before our wedding. I heard whisperings of family members saying they'll no longer be attending the wedding, which is hurtful. So am I the bad guy for this? Not the idiot. It's the family's grief, but it's not the family's money lost on months of planning up in flames. I'm sorry that this happened so close to your big day. Anyone who isn't going to attend would just put a damper on the occasion. Let them have their space and celebrate your love and peace. Everyone will show up for the wedding because they all knew he was kind of an idiot. The wedding will give them an excuse to put him in the past. People play BS games about the dead. There must have been some good in him. I got that played to me about my mother, who was mentally ill and physically and emotionally abusive. Everyone is glad she's long gone. Your mother's not thinking right because she knows full well that he was an idiot. This is you and your fiancé's day, not a dead idiot day.